All right, let's go thrifting in LA. Just showing you some things that I picked up on a quick thrift stop. This is a standard James Purse pair of joggers. I've done pretty well with this brand with their basics, so I grabbed that. This top, I actually have been looking for a black kind of short sleeve flowy top for me for a while. So this is Ellie Tahari. It's kind of an expensive brand or line of the Tahari family, but it doesn't resell very well for me for most things, but this fit me great. I decided to grab it for myself. This is one of my favorite brands that I don't find often enough. It's Viherte. The comps have gone down in the last few years, so it's not as valuable as it once was, but I still like picking it up. This is a pair of Madewell, and these are the perfect vintage jean, and I just thought the wash and the distressing was really great, so I grabbed those. This was a new brand to me. The brand is Samantha Pleat, and apparently it's a designer from New York, so I grabbed those to try out. The comps look pretty decent. This is an adorable Anthropologie top. It's got like hot air balloons on it, and it's a size extra large, so I thought that was definitely worth picking up. Also, I picked up quite a few new brands in this thrift video, and so at the end of the video, I'll share a little more information on some of the new brands for me, and just a little bit of information as far as comps and their backstory. This is a Giorgio Armani top, and it's not really a brand I pick up. I'm not excited about it, but the size looked like it might be able to fit me. I'm throwing it over my own top, so obviously it's not going to be the perfect try on, but it's an olive green color. I thought maybe I would be able to wear this for a real estate video or something this fall or winter, and maybe potentially sell it after. So I actually kind of like it. It's a little snug on the chest, which is a common problem for me, but I love the color and I decided to grab it for myself. I don't normally grab as many tops for myself, but it's kind of a like bonus if I can pick up one or two tops that I can wear for whatever reason. This is another one I decided to try on. It's Vince, it's size XL. It's like a blue, a loose fitting or relaxed fit top. The problem is that it was way too relaxed. I was basically swimming in it. It was not flattering. And I thought about picking this up to resell, but I just decided to pass on it. It was a little too basic and it's not my favorite brand. This one is a pretty cute top, spring, summer, kind of some embroidery, a little boho style. The price wasn't bad. And I have picked up this designer a couple times. I think it's Kobe Halperin, something like that. But it was a great size and a great style, so I grabbed it. Now this is a new designer to me. It's Marina Rinaldi. And with a quick search in store, I found two of her items this day. I grabbed both of them, and with a quick search, it looks like some of this stuff can do really well. I'll talk about it at the end of the video in more detail, but this was also a new brand for me. Tie-dye isn't really my favorite, but I looked this up and it looks like most comps are, I think, right around the 40 mark up to 50. So I grabbed it. This is the other Marina Rinaldi piece. This was before I really looked anything up, and I just kind of picked this up because it looked like good quality. I decided to try it on because I thought, well, if it doesn't sell, I can maybe wear it with a cute little black dress or something like that. So I think I'm going to sell it, but still, it's a cute style. And then this is a new brand to me that I ended up passing on. The brand is called Flora Smith. It's real leather on the panels, and it wasn't a terrible price. $15 isn't terrible for a leather jacket, but the comps didn't look great, so I passed on it. This is a jacket that's obviously camo. It's All Saints. And the great thing about All Saints is they have the style on the inside tag, so I was able to look it up, and the comps look pretty good, like 50 or 60. So this was another new brand to me, and all I saw was this weird star print right there. The price wasn't terrible, but I decided to look at the material tag to try and find information. So here you can see it's Peter Cohen, I think is how you say it. It was good material content. It was a size large, and some of this stuff can do pretty well. Again, I'll talk about it in more detail at the end, but a lot of new brands for me. All right, a couple pairs of shoes for you. Here's a pair of Saint Laurent or YSL espadrilles, absolutely adorable, and they're on sale at The Real Real for $150, so I'm really excited about those. These are a pair of Marc Jacob pumps that I ended up passing on. They were just too basic and marked up, so yeah. Okay, I just got done with that thrift trip. It was a quick one. I'm going to meet a friend for dinner, and this is the perfect opportunity to mention the sponsor of today's video, which is also something I've been using and loving for a while now. It's Lumi. So I started using Lumi body wash almost a year ago when a friend recommended it, and I'll pop up a picture of the one that's in my shower that I've been using and loving, and I love that scent. I think it's a lavender scent, but they were kind enough to send me a starter pack as well, which has been awesome because I've been able to try a couple new products. These are the two that I've been loving for in the car, on the go. This I already ordered another pack because this has become my new favorite thrift buddy. They're just acidified deodorant wipes. A few fun facts while I pop up a picture of the starter pack that they sent me. This was created by an OBGYN, and it's skin safe, paraben free, cruelty free, and it is clinically proven to block odor all day and prevent odor for 72 hours. If you want to try Lumi and you haven't yet, you can get 30% off with my code. Plus, they're throwing in an additional $5 off and free shipping. So it comes out to be about 40% off the starter pack. Again, I'll pop up a picture so you can see what's included. It comes with a full-size stick deodorant, a cream deodorant tube, and then 2 free products like the wipes or mini body wash. And again, the body wash I've been loving. These wipes have been awesome for on the go, and I already ordered a pack of these that's full size. So definitely give it a shot. I'm really enjoying it. I don't like to smell. I'm sure you don't like to either. And it's perfect for thrifting, camping, hiking, really any on-the-go activity. So back to the next thrift store. It's hot out, which means it's my favorite time to buy sweaters, jackets, fall, winter. We're going into a heat wave in Southern California, and I thought I would go thrift for a few hours in LA and see if I can find some fall and winter stuff. So let's go. All right, I immediately got excited when I saw this Free People because it's green, it's oversized, but there's a stain on the front. I do not want to pick it up with a flaw. Definitely a bummer because I probably could have worn that a couple times this fall, but I left it behind. Here's a tie-dye sweater. The brand is ATM. And sometimes I pick up this brand, but I just wasn't that excited about it. It also looked a little rough with some pilling, maybe some faint stains, so I left that behind. Here is a COS top or sweater. COS is something that I do pick up, 50% of the time, but this looked like it was maybe shrunk and it just wasn't exciting, so I left that. All right, this was a new brand for me. It was called Court and Row. I looked it up. It looks like it's a department store brand, but I decided to pass on it. Here's a Theory sweater, and this was the color of the week, so it was 50% off. And while it's a size small, I just thought it was so cute with the asymmetrical hem with the fringe. I thought it was a really cute, kind of neutral, basic with a little flare. So I ended up grabbing it. I definitely wouldn't have paid full price for it, but again, 50% off. I figured I'd take a chance. All right, this is a new brand to me, and I will talk about it at the end of the video a little bit more, but I couldn't find a brand. I didn't really know what was going on, but then I saw this tag. I immediately saw that the original price was around $6.50, and so I looked it up. Looked like some comps are good, and I couldn't find this exact item, but I already have a few watchers, so I think it was worth picking up, and always nice to try a new brand. All right, here's a cute top. It's by Pilcrow in the letterpress. It's a good size. I think it was a size large. Besides being wrinkled, I really liked the style, but I know that if I were to try and sell this, I'd probably get 20, 25 max, and it was full price, not worth it for me, so I passed on it. I did end up getting this cardigan, Angel in the North. I think it's a size medium, partly because I think it's a cute fall item. This isn't a brand that I do all that well with, but I do like yellow and the style. And I want to say, yeah, this was 50% off as well. So I ended up grabbing that, and it'll probably be in the 25-30 range if I had to guess. Here's another item I grabbed, which is Penfield. I've sold this brand once, and when I looked up this style of jacket, it looks like this was sold on the Madewell site. And so I had some decent luck, I think, selling it before. It's a little marked up. I've got a 20% off coupon, so it'll take a few months to sell, but I think it's worth it. Here is the fake. Now, I was in store. I didn't have time or patience to do a deep dive. I decided to grab it, and I could return it if it ended up being fake, and it is. I will show it to you and talk about what I discovered when I got home. But I do like the style. I always like, kind of the moto style and distressing and stuff, but I grabbed it. I'll show it to you a little bit later in this video. All right, next up is an equipment femme top. If this were in good condition, I probably would be able to get around 30 for it, but I noticed a couple pulls and some faint marks. I did really like the style, and short sleeve is perfect for this season, but obviously it's too flawed, it's silk, I left it. Here's a current Elliott jacket. It's just so hit or miss with me in this brand. I pass on it most of the time. I love those tags because they tell you what the style is, but with the big red mark on it, also just a very bold color, I decided to leave it behind. All right, here's one that I picked up. It's another standard James purse. I picked this up, I think, at the beginning of this video. This is a size 3, which I think is a size large women's. It's just like a sweatshirt material cardigan, and it's a little marked up, but because it's a good size and because, like I said, I do pretty well with these basics, I decided to pick it up and give it a chance. All right, next up is this Madewell camo jacket. I think I put it in my cart and I was stewing on it. I don't know, just sometimes I'm so hit or miss. It's like, I know someone will love it, but Madewell isn't all that great. This was priced pretty high. Even with 20% off, it would have been pretty high. So I thought about it. I think I ended up grabbing it, but I'm returning it because it's just not a solid buy for that price point. Here's a Lafayette 148 cashmere jacket. Now, this is actually marked Loro Piano. I'll show it at the end of this video, which is a designer that I've done pretty well with. And because it had that tag, I decided to grab it even though it was a smaller size. So yeah, we'll see. Here's a Free People jacket that's fun and has sequins. Definitely an older Free People tag. I'm not too excited about it. I thought maybe it was a good New Year's item, but that's 6 months away, and Free People's just so hit or miss. So if I am worried about it, I usually pass on it. And obviously $12.99 is pretty high marked. Okay, so this was something I was considering. The comps were actually decent, but there were also quite a few listed. So some of these have sold for $40 or $50. It's a vintage brand. I'll write it on the screen. And I just thought the style was really cute. I thought it was a great fall piece. And because some of the comps were decent, I thought, well, I think it might be worth it. But then I noticed how many were still listed, and I just decided it's just not the right pickup for me. I would maybe take a chance on it if it was a little less expensive, but I passed on it. All right, next up is a Wilfred Free jacket. It wasn't anything exciting. I'm trying to pass on this brand more and more because it used to do well for me, and these days it just seems to sit. So while I still like the brand, I think it's got to be pretty great item for me to pick it up these days. So that was a pass. Here's a jacket with no tag, but I could just tell by the style and the feel of it, it looked kind of like Eileen Fisher. So I went to go look for the material tag just to see if I was right. And sure enough, I was. You sell enough Eileen Fisher, you just, I don't know, get a sense of the style. So these little hook and eye things, it looked like it was in decent shape, but without the label, and I don't know, it just wasn't worth it for me. So I passed on that and kept walking around. I think I went over to the men's section. Again, I was looking at mainly sweaters and jackets and passing on everything else. Here's a Duluth Trading Company. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's worth looking up this brand, and every time I look it up, I kind of am disappointed. There's very few items that I think do really well as far as price point on the resale market. So this one didn't cut it for me. I think maybe in the 20-25 range. So I passed on it, but I always have hope for Duluth, and I don't know why. Here's another Wilfred Free. This was in the men's section, but I think it's a women's XL. I don't know. It's kind of oversized. It's like a shacket, almost like a lightweight shacket. It's not a terrible price. It's not a bad size. I kind of thought about grabbing it, but again, it wasn't anything special, so I passed. This tag looked intriguing. How? Hope, I don't know. But it had these marks. When I looked it up, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't all that great. Like, it's kind of one of those labels that's like, this is going to be great or not. This was just basic. So if it was in perfect condition, maybe I would have given it a chance, but I definitely wasn't going to pick it up with flaws. All right, I spotted these camo pants in the men's section, but they're women's. It's Pam and Jella. I've done decent with this brand. It was stained, so obviously I passed on it, but if it was in good condition, I probably would have picked those up. So time to check out of this store. All right, store number 2 for the day. This store used to be one that I used to go to a lot, and I just am not a huge fan of it anymore. This Mike Gonzalez brand, I looked it up, and some things can sell for a lot. You can see the branding here on the zipper pull. Some things sell for like $10, $15. Based off of similar styles to this, a lot of them were in the $20 to $25 mark. I just didn't think it was worth it, but some of his stuff, Mike Gonzalez, can do well. So, all right, Match Point. I actually, like 3 or 4 days after this thrift trip, I sold some Match Point pants for a decent amount. So I'm kind of bummed I didn't grab this because the brand wasn't selling very quickly for me. It's kind of lag and look styles. I think a lot of it is vintage, but yeah, I was humming and hawing over it. I decided not to grab it. Here's a Kate Spade, a little cardigan. Some Kate Spade I will pick up if it's a really amazing piece, but the majority of it is not worth it for me, typically because thrift stores are marking them up. This wasn't too bad, but it was just kind of basic and not too exciting, so I passed. Here's another, I think, ATM piece, so second one of the day. Again, I do occasionally pick up this brand, but this had some pilling all over, so it wasn't in the best condition. And I think it was cashmere, but obviously there's no material tag. So I decided to pass on it. But again, I do pick up that brand occasionally, just not when it's flawed. All right, I was really tempted to pick this up because it was just so cute with the little lips all over it. Torrid, it just has not been selling very well for me. Unless it's at the bins where it's, a couple dollars and it's a really great piece. I've been passing on it a lot these days, but that's just me. This is an exclusively Masuk item. I really liked it just as far as it's a nice classic piece. I have done fairly well with this brand in the past, but it really depends on the style. I wasn't super excited to pick this up at $7, so I left it behind. Here's a Madewell jacket. I think I've sold this jacket many times before. It's just, I love a basic green jacket, but that was flawed and they don't get as much anymore. So here's a vintage LL Bean. I don't really see a lot of vintage LL Bean or LL Bean in general. But yeah, I thought this was kind of fun. It just had some signs of wear. It wasn't in the best condition. I thought it was too much of a risk. I did look it up, and some similar to this are only in the like 20 to 30 range. So I didn't think it was worth it. I'm pretty sure they had it marked up a little bit. Maybe I'll show the tag here in a second, but in general, I left it behind. All right, at this point, I kind of walked away from so much. I was ready to go to the next store, but I saw this jacket. It's a Wilson's leather vintage jacket. Based off of the style and a quick search on comps and the size being large, I decided to grab it because I think I should be able to get maybe 50 or 60. I was just trying it on for perspective. I wasn't expecting it to fit all the way for me, but yeah, I mean, this style of jacket, the comps wise, does fairly well. So on to the next store. I'm back at another Goodwill, and second one of the day. And here's a Lafayette 148 jacket. I think it was plus size, so I was thinking about it, but I wasn't excited about it. This is a brand that it really has to be an awesome piece. Something special for me to pick up, even though it's expensive retail. So I definitely left that behind. Here's my favorite, Bread and Butter, Eileen Fisher. Love the color, love this cardigan, but I noticed immediately there was a hole, so definitely not picking it up. If it didn't have the hole, I may have grabbed it just because it's a great basic and a size large. But here's Alice and Olivia. I do not pick this brand up 97% of the time. Every once in a while I'll pick it up if it's a really great item. But yeah, this was flawed. Definitely not great. At this point, I'm just like, is there any decent brand in here? I'm not sure if I should leave the store or stay. So can I just get a grande black iced tea, no sweetener?
Black iced tea, no sweetener, okay?
And that's it. Thanks. All right, after my quick Starbucks break, I went to a fourth store of the day, and I saw these two Madewell cardigans that were size XL. They were the same style and just really great basics. A little bit longer, cover the bum. I was kind of tempted to maybe keep the gray one, but I think I'm just gonna sell these together as a lot, and a little high for $5 a piece, $10 for the two, but I'm kind of thinking maybe I could get about $35 for the two combined, but we'll see. And let's see, I went over to the men's area. I saw this Patagonia. This was just heavily pilled, definitely not a great pickup in my opinion, so I definitely passed on that. I left this store, I wasn't finding much, so I went over to a fifth store, another Goodwill, and I came across this Current Elliott vest. I don't know why I'm in this vibe right now, this kind of moto vibe, but I grabbed it. I did have my 20% off coupon, and this actually already sold for $27, so not a huge flip, but it ended up being a quick flip for me. Here's a really cute Free People sweater, and I really love the colors on this. It just looks so cute for fall. Unfortunately, when I inspected it later, I noticed that there was a hole, so I was holding it for a while thinking I was gonna grab it, but I ended up leaving it behind, which is too bad just because I really liked the colors of it. All right, this next sweater, I got really excited when I looked up comps in the store. It's called Creatures of Comfort, and some of the clothing is just kind of average prices, but these cardigans and sweaters, some of them were selling for 100 plus. So I was excited even though there was pilling all over, but then I noticed belt loops, meaning it was missing a belt, and it had significant pilling, and I don't know, maybe if it were cheaper, but at the same time, I just didn't think it was in great enough condition to feel confident selling it. So I'll keep an eye out for that brand in the future. There I go, throwing it on the floor. But it was a little bit of a bummer because I would have picked it up if it were in better condition. This is one of my all-time favorite brands to find, and sadly, this thing was shrunk like no other. This is Jenny Kane. Definitely would have picked this up if it was in better condition, but way too many issues. So not a terrible price. They obviously don't know the brand, but I had to pass on that. All right, so that's it. Let's head on home and I'll show you a few of my finds. All right, I'm back home and I've already photographed and listed everything. So I thought I would just recap a few of the items that I picked up. One is a fake item that I picked up, and I can't exchange this at the Goodwill because I still have the receipt and I still have the tag attached. I did pick it up knowing that I would do more research because it did look fake, but also at the same time, some of the quick comps that I was looking up looked like they were the exact same. So instead of spending a whole bunch of time in the thrift store trying to figure out if it was fake, I figured I'd buy it. Worst case scenario, I could always exchange it, which I will. So this was the Balmain New with Tags distressed jacket. And I actually found some identical to this that sold. I think one of them is listed for like 500 or something. I think one sold for 100 to 150. So I'm not saying those people are intentionally trying to sell fakes, but some of the giveaways to me are the lack of branding. And also someone left a comment on one of the active listings saying that it was fake, and I just don't want to deal with it. It's not something I'm going to get authenticated. Just to play it safe, I would rather just exchange it and not have anything to do with it because I personally don't want to sell a fake. But yeah, none of the zipper pulls are marked with anything, no YKK, no brand, nothing like that. And while it does look like there are some similar jackets that are authentic, the tags didn't match up. So just to show, this does have a tag that has Balmain on it, and it says made in Italy. Obviously it's got this tag, but I'm pretty sure this is a fake. So I'm playing it safe. That's just sometimes happens. And I don't think I would have picked that up if it were at a thrift store that I couldn't exchange stuff, AKA any thrift store outside of Goodwill. Your Goodwills near you might not allow exchanges, but the ones in LA do. So yeah. I'm so excited about these. I think I listed these for 200, and I would be so thrilled to get anywhere from like 100 to 150, just depending on how long it sits. Some of these I think sold on the Real for 150. I think there were a couple comps right around 150. So yeah, these are absolutely adorable, in pretty good condition. It's not showing the brand, but so these are the Saint Laurent. It's also right back here. So I was really excited about these, probably my most exciting pickup. And my other exciting pickup that I also listed at 200 was a new to me brand designer. And I already have one watcher on this, which is always a good sign when you get an early watcher. This was the Peter Cohen. And I had to look in the store for this tag because all I saw up here was just this little star on the inside of the collar. But it's black, it's silk. It just has a little single button on the front, and it's in great condition. It's a size large, fairly basic, but some of the comps for these are between $100 and $200, $100 and $150 as well. So I listed it at $199 for this as well, and new brand to me, and it looks like it was a really good pickup. This, when I picked it up in the store, was new to me, and I wasn't sure on if this was men's or women's, but it looks like there's a celebrity, I'll write her name on the screen, that has worn this brand quite a bit. It's an LA-based brand. They do a lot of this tie-dye, oversized. They have sets. I just got this one. I didn't see anything that was a set there, but it's a one size fits most, and it seems to be in good condition, some light pilling, but I think that's just kind of the style. And a lot of these sell for around $50. So I think I priced that one at $60. If I could get, $40 to $50 somewhere in there, I think I'd be pretty thrilled. And yeah, definitely new brand to me. This was also a new brand, Samantha Pleat. Looks like it's a New York based brand. And the only issue with this, and I didn't notice it until I already cut the tag off, so it's not that I could exchange. I think it's been altered. It's been taken in right here on the back, these two spots. So I'm just like shaking. So I noted that. I think I have a watcher on this as well. Some of the Samantha Pleat stuff can do really well, 100 plus on the resale market as pre-owned items. Some of it's more in like the 30 range. So this is pretty tiny. I think it was a size small or a size 2. No, a size 0, correction. But I do like the style, and if I could get around $50 for that, I think that would still be really great for a pickup, and it's a new brand. All right, the last one I'll feature that was a new brand for me, that when I went to go list it, I'm kind of disappointed because some comps for Marina Rinaldi are so spectacular. In fact, the Hustle Couple, Amy at the Hustle Couple sent me a message when I showed this on Instagram, like an Instagram story, and she said their top sale, highest sale ever was a Marina Rinaldi piece. And some Marina Rinaldi can sell for thousands. But when I started deep diving into listing this item and also this cardigan, I started realizing that a lot of them don't sell for that amount. So I'm not sure on why some are selling more in the 30 to 50 range. And why some are, and I was looking at tags to see if there was one tag that was better than another. I have two different tags. There's this black one right here, and there's this white one. There's also Marina Rinaldi Sport, which I did not pick up, and that's a lower end. But this one does have some missing sequins, so I think I priced this right around $50. If I could get $30, $35 for that, that would be great. This one does have a little tiny faint mark, and I think I priced this a little higher because it's so adorable. It actually looks like, I believe, a Chanel cardigan, very similar style. Could be a dupe for someone out there, but this is also a great brand. So I think I priced this at $70, hoping for maybe around $50. So I don't think they're the worst pickups, but I'm just very confused by that brand. So be sure to leave a comment down below if you've sold that brand, if it was a high sale or just an average sale price, because very mixed comps for that brand. I'm not sure I will pick it up again or even get excited, because I think initially I was excited in the thrift store and now I'm a little less excited. I still think they're good, but not, Anyways, that's it. I think it was a pretty fun day. So be sure to hit the thumbs up, and I'll be back with another thrift with me or thrift haul or something fun soon. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks to Lumi. Check him out. All right. Bye.